years ago, Kenny Payne stepped off a plane and into the arms of Denny Crum and Wade Houston.
The right person for this job had to prove to me they were willing and able to shoulder the challenge of connecting this city.
His introductory news conference would then hit nostalgic notes and felt like a happy homecoming.
Can all my brothers stand up, please?
2 years later, barely anyone can be bothered to sit or stand in the KFC Yum Center. That's because the Payne era was, well, historically painful.
It's extremely frustrating. I mean, it is extremely, extremely frustrating.
Louisville fired its alum of a coach after a stretch that saw more losing than any other in 110 years of U of L men's basketball. He owns 2 of only 3 20-loss seasons in that history. And those are just the games that count. There were the inexplicable exhibition losses to Lenore-Rhine and Kentucky Wesleyan.
We can't beat teams with talent. We're never going to be the most talented team, but we can beat them with fight.
The ones that made up his actual record often showed a lack of adjustments.
I knew what he wouldn't play zone, or I thought he tricked me.
Effort.
You can decide that you're going to be gifted minutes, but that's not the reality. If you don't play hard, you don't play for your teammates, you have to come out.
And execution to result in more than 30 double-digit defeats.
The greatest players are going to will a guy to miss the shot.
What led to this fall was a variety of failures. First, Payne's stellar recruiting reputation did not see success in the transfer portal or on the prep circuit. We have more to talk about with guys who left the program than ones who stayed and developed.
I go back to the analogy of putting deposits in the bank relative to wins and losses publicly.
Second, there was a disconnect with the fan base, something people didn't expect for a former player who won a national championship here. Payne often frustrated fans with a lack of accountability and cohesive explanations for the poor product on the court.
I talked about it ad nauseum. He didn't get it. The player didn't make the adjustment. It's still my fault. So I'm good with that. I can live with it.
Lastly, just look around. You can see how $2 million in U of L ticket revenue has been lost. And that's not just a basketball issue. That's business.
Louisville basketball has to be successful. I understand what this program means to so many.
Ultimately, that's what makes this decision tough. A happy homecoming doesn't automatically mean booming business or smashing success. It sometimes can end in painful failure. And unfortunately for Kenny Payne, the end of his U of L coaching career is here.